Who's here? Who's here? We have 4 viewers. I see you. Somebody let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, Kelsey, how are you? How you doing, Kelsey? My instinct is to text you, which I forget you're all watching me. I should remember that. Hey, bro, yes, my co-host is coming. Mm, I'm good. I'm having a spiked tea, a very hot toddy. Uh, so who knows where this is going to go tonight. Good. I'm glad you can hear me. We're just waiting for Brendan, my co-host, to get onto Google Hangouts. I am getting a little work done. He said he's logging on now. Who is that for? What other live streams are you watching? Let me. I'm sending you. It's so weird. It says that it creates a permanent link, but then whenever I send that to you, sometimes it changes whenever I start live. I'm sending you new invites to the currently live Hangout. So strange. Robert, Brendan, I sent you new invites. Yeah, exactly, Kelsey. That's the problem, and that's what nobody wants me, especially after last time. Look what just happens to be here. Are you guys having fun? Wherever you are? I'm showing a lot of skin. There we go. Button up. Yes, oh god, the evil pyramid. Robert! I can't hear you, but I see you.
Oh, you can't hear me? All right, let me try.
Nope, can't hear you yet. I'm so excited Robert's here, though I can't hear him. I didn't know Robert was mute. Microphone off, microphone on.
Hello?
I see your microphone is on now.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Let me make sure it's not my... Hold on. Wait, I hear you, I hear you.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
It may or may not have been my problem. Hey, Robert, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Oh my God, it's so cool to see you. Hey, Brendan, how are you?
Hey.
Hey. What articles of Kelsey's do you have behind you this month?
Still the bear. Sorry, Kelsey, haven't returned it yet.
Yeah, sure.
I also decided to take this nice pottery thing of hers.
That's weird. Kelsey, he stole your ceramics. Oh my God, that's nuts. So how's everybody been? How has the month of March been for all of you?
Quiet, which probably is a good thing.
Yeah, same. How's all that civil engineering going?
It's good.
Yes, I remembered. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad. And don't think that I didn't have a long discussion after our last hangout about your weirdo ring. I thought that was the best and how we could integrate that into something.
I was gonna say, like, if I disappear because I told you guys too much, like,
yeah,
erase all like evidence of me. Just get rid of it all. I wasn't on the forum.
Yeah. You never told us a thing. I'm obsessed with hey, look who it is, everybody. I'm so excited. Kelsey's over here. Who else? We have Matt's here. My husband, who is 2 rooms away, is here. Kelsey, Robert, making sure I don't divulge secrets or get into trouble. Robert, where are you? You are Pennsylvania?
You're like
awesome. Yeah. Oh man, did I mess this up? There we go. I made it so it can bounce again. Someone talk to make sure it flips between all of you. Yes. Okay. All right. Last time whenever I did the breakdown of the Cagliostro audio with Simon, I had clicked on my own face. Was it mine? No, clicked on his face. And so we talked for about the first 10 minutes and it looked like he was there by himself. I am figuring this all out as we go. Yeah, I was telling Maddie that basically I was just going to talk about my personal life and drink because we have no game or story to talk about.
I feel like I need a drink. I can't let you drink alone.
Yeah, exactly. I made this really strong. It's a hot cinnamon decaf tea with cloves and orange that I then poured a ton of whiskey into. And it's delicious. But it's really strong. Yeah, very strong. Yeah, let's see. Oh my God. So here's the thing. Do you guys know, are you familiar with a YouTube channel called Fleb?
No.
F-L-E-B? It's a guy his name's Paul, and he solves puzzles. And he's obsessed with puzzles. He creates puzzles. And his whole channel is like there was one really cool one. I'm not sure what it was for, but it was a cube. And it was called the Xbox. And you had to use X-Men's mutant abilities on each side of the cube to unlock it. So like a laser for Cyclops. You had to lower the temperature on one side.
For Iceman,
like nice. Bobby Drake. Magnetics for Magneto, and then there was a Jean Grey side, and you had to like manipulate
telekinesis.
Exactly. And then one part it was you had to use all the powers. I think it was oh God, I'm not sure what mutant it was, but maybe it was Rogue. I'm not sure, Rogue. But you had to use multiple abilities to unlock it. It was so cool. But I emailed him and said, I'm a big fan of yours, and I would love to maybe collaborate or just pick your brain because I know story, but puzzles, not so much. And I've at the midway point had basically run out of ideas. And he was like, I would love to. And so the planets on the I don't know how loud I'm being because I can't hear myself and I'm drunk. The planets on fragment 9. He designed that for us. Well, Simon and Johnny had sort of like conjured up this idea about things that you could put on top of each other and there'd be holes through it. And I came up with the like myth around it. And just to sort of see what Paul could come up with. And it was funny, we pitched it to him and he was like, oh, I've already done something like this. This is cool. Let's knock this out. And so on his channel, we're going to do a sort of breakdown about you guys solving that. And he's going to like cross promote the Monarch papers and everything. Nice. He's a very cool guy. Yeah. And I haven't told him yet that you solved it in 2 days.
I thought I was so crazy when I printed them out and started cutting out the little craters. I was like, I'm clearly just losing my mind here, and I'm just throwing anything to the wall and seeing what sticks.
And it was the exact right answer. That's the perfect lesson, though. Is like you go nuts, go crazy, and sometimes it's going to pay off.
I spent like 10 minutes trying to cut out little holes in the paper, and then eventually I realized I just stabbed it with a pencil and put the holes in it. I was like, that's
yeah. We went back and forth on that a lot because originally they were a lot smaller, and there was no way you had to like pick at it with like the end of scissors or a tack or something. And so eventually we made the journal 2 pages, the journal entry 2 pages, so that they could be bigger, and you could basically use a hole punch. If you wanted to.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I feel like
but I
like Robert and I were just like digging at it, trying to like.
We had bones.
you were like,
Yeah.
it was like 2001. Yeah, you just had bones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and this was the first time with, I mean, I think maybe because we had talked about this a lot, that the first fragment for every phase is sort of a paper craft kind of thing. And I think maybe that had been in the back of your minds too, but we were fully prepared that you guys would just like Photoshop this, like, you know, cut out. Yeah, exactly. But that was cool. The sort of the thing that was supposed to delay it were the clues, but we really just felt like this is an intro, and these first fragments are always a little easier and ease you into the phase. And with a lot of new players coming on, we wanted to make sure it didn't feel like, wait, what are these people? You know, we didn't want to make it too crazy. It just ended up being, it was hysterical. We thought like, okay, this will buy us a couple of weeks. And then I spiraled into depression when you guys solved it in 3 days. Part of me was like, I'm not going to say you solved it yet. I'm just not going to tell you. But that was yeah, exactly. He's been checked out of the library. There's so much I can't wait to get into in this phase with you guys. And it's just sort of starting up today. Yeah, so we've sort of set the tone for what it is in Fragment 9. There was flora, fauna, and this is cosmos. Yeah.
Oh, looking forward to it.
I know. I wish Simon or Johnny or someone were here because I'm like, I should just tell you guys like a couple of things. I need someone.
I'm picturing Matt just running in from the other room like this.
Yeah, knocking dogs out of the way.
The giant hook comes in, just pulls you out.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It just goes mute. Like they need someone to be able to cut me off.
They cut the power.
Yeah, exactly. So we were spending a week up in the country, and this is like my office is. I don't know if you can see this, but that is my Lego collection over there. The middle is sort of like a city block, and then that's the Tower of Orthanc up at top. It's like it's the Lord of the Rings zone, and then there's more on either side of here. But it's like my den. I get very inspired here, and for me, like that is my pipe dream. Like where you think of like what's the impossible dream is like a Lego set. I want a Lego set someday, right? For something I write. So that's I come here and it helps me focus, and it's super crazy inspiring up here.
So I'll have a little Lego Deirdre running around.
Yeah, exactly, right. With like a lot of little Monarch paper volumes everywhere.
No, I'm waiting for the Lego tetrahedron, actually.
Yeah. It's much easier to assemble the Lego tetrahedron than this one. This is a cardboard. This is a mock-up. Whenever we had the Ackerley Green Summit and Simon and Johnny came from the UK, we originally this is before we had Patreon. We weren't counting on Patreon to do things like hire someone to digitally animate the tetrahedron from its the image files. So we printed one and we were going to animate it. I had green screen and everything set up, and we were sort of like and we were like, okay, we've got to pour some resources into, and I think it turned out cool. But yeah, this is such a I will never leave my desk. It's a valuable lesson and an exciting thing. I cannot believe, oh my God, that for like a week had you guys stewing on this, and then you guys were like, well, the weird thing is you can't go in this direction from this square. And I'm like, God, guys, when are you going to get this? And then I looked at it and was like, oh no. Oh no, I was wrong. I was terribly wrong.
So it's funny because I was stuck on that spot with everyone else, and I was 5 minutes away from writing it like a computer program just to try to brute force it. And when we got to that leap of faith, something that you do in cryptography is you intentionally misspell a word. Like telephone, you put an F instead of a PH. If somebody's decoding it the right way, they'll see that and they won't think twice about it. They know what the word is.
Right.
The computer program will be screwed up because it can't match that letter. It can't match that word to a dictionary.
Mm.
So for a while, I legitimately thought you intentionally put that error in there to mess up anybody trying to brute force it.
Oh, man.
So many names.
I know. You have to understand.
No, that's not really his style. He wouldn't have done that. So.
Oh, no. I would never have done that. Oh man, I know. I was devastated because you don't have to understand the like hoops I've jumped through whenever things have gone wrong in the past to reshape it with story, to sort of say, oh, well, the reason this happened is because these 4 characters or whatever. And this was just like, no, there's nothing to say. There's nothing to say other than I totally screwed up. But I don't know who was it. I think it was Oracle. No, it wasn't Oracle. Someone came up with the idea of the leap of faith. Someone like that's right. Greg coined the leap of faith, and I was like, yeah, that's right. You guys have to like trust your instincts. And
I was so frustrated when Grim was talking about it because I was like, no, this is not logical. You cannot do a leap of faith in a logic puzzle. And Grim was just like, oh yeah, no, you just gotta do it. I'm like, no.
I know he's an avant-garde too. That's very like weather watchy of him. Nah, just go for it. Oh, that's another thing. I was talking to Oracle, and he's gone back and forth about how he is both a Gosmere, but it's almost like every other time he takes the Magic Guide, he's a Weather Watch. And we were talking sort of behind the scenes about like, well, wouldn't it be interesting? And I think that's what we'll do this phase is if there were, and I set it up with the second assessment about polyguilds. What if there were hybrid guild results? And what would those names be? And what would their skills be? You know, if we have a lot of Gosmeres and Weather Watches, are they Weathermeres? Are they, you know,
Goss Watches?
Goss Watches? Yeah, we'll come up with the cooler of the variants. But yeah, I think that could be cool. There are a lot of people who have sort of ended up Balamora because of the decisions they've made in the guide, right or wrong, and they might not want to give up Balamora, but it could be like some sort of like hybrid guild. I think that's cool and something we could play with in the future. Yeah. Kelsey, how are you doing over there? She's gone. Nothing. Yeah, so I just said I was going to talk about like movies I'd seen and TV shows and games I've been playing, and my month off. This month hey, Kelsey, it kind of like flew by, gave me a chance to reset, and also filled me with dread and stress because I just wanted to be back playing. It's funny because I just want to come back and play, but I have to build it all first. Like I can't just come and have fun with you guys right now. But I'm pumped for what's coming. And you guys are like right on track. A lot of the speculation you guys have made is correct. So it's exciting. God, I can't. Yeah, this is the worst. Does anybody have any questions? No. No.
I was gonna say that I now have a few papercraft origami butterflies sitting around my desk, trying to figure out the fifth fragment.
Fifth fragment.
And I can't get it.
You can't get it?
No.
It's not so. First thing, did you find the square, the hidden square?
Yeah, that I could do.
Okay, and so if you cut that out, it's going to give you a leg up, but it's still not easy. And
there's multiple patterns for butterflies. I scoured the video where I found the video where you have it like sitting in your, it's like in a mug or something like that. And I was like,
yeah.
I was comparing it with other origami patterns. I was like, it's got to be this one. No, it could be this one. So I tried about 2 or 3 different variations of butterflies, and I can get
that's awesome.
Some of it going, and then it just falls apart generally. But yeah.
Oh man. Well, if you figure it out, I'm gonna come up with a badge for you,
right.
for who can come up with that butterfly origami first. Yeah, that's the thing, that there are several, and we thought like, oh, that'll spread this puzzle out. They'll have to try different versions, and you guys were like, how about no?
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm glad we could brute force that, because we'd probably still be working on it.
No, don't worry. We have ways to nudge things along. We just don't have ways to slow anything down.
Hence 2 days for one fragment.
Yeah, exactly. I need to come up with a fictional character that just tells you wrong things. See, like, I don't know. I've gone down this other path, and I think it's promising.
Oh, like another like Mountie?
Oh no, I'll come up with some. I'll recruit some new reader to come on and just mess everything up.
The anti-injury.
Yeah, exactly. The anti-injury. I'm writing that down. The anti-injury. Oh, that's a bad thing.
I've definitely thought that, though. I'm like, could this be a plant in here to get us off track? Like, is this person real? Am I real?
Yeah, exactly.
Because half the time I feel like I'm the one that's like, no, everyone, let's look this way. And then everyone's like, you're dumb.
No, what was it? What was the last thing you... was it the assessment, or was it... No, it was this fragment. It was fragment 9, right? That you just sort of... Yeah, you nailed it. You if didn't put it all together, you were the one... Yeah, it was you who came up with the sort of formula for it. No, I think you stacked them on top of each other.
I stacked them. I just didn't know the pattern to stack, and then was able to read it.
Yeah, and I think it was Robert who said there's more than one constellation name. Yeah. Everyone was trying to figure out what one word it spelled, and you guys together figured out.
That out before me.
Oh yeah. I know. I wish Leah would come and join this. I'm getting a couple of minutes. I think around 9:45. I'm going to post on the forum for everybody to come join in. And hopefully, I know Cordy's going to pop in. And I wish Leah, and I know Oracle's going to come by too. Yeah, we've reached. I can tell you guys this. This is sort of like a little inside baseball, but with the ad that we posted on Instagram, we have hit a major milestone of 500 readers, and that is big. We haven't done. I mean, this was the first big marketing push we did, and everything else was sort of unforum and a little bit of Reddit. But we wanted, that was sort of the plan, was if we could get to 1,000 people invested in this by the end of the Monarch papers, and we are right at the goal at the midway point, and it happened pretty naturally. Yeah, so it's exciting, and I think too we have to adjust some of these puzzles in story, because it wasn't so much the case with Fragment 9, but there will be a time when just by sheer numbers things are able to be solved more easily. And I'm only 1.3 guys, so there's only so much I can do. And so what we've done is we hit this milestone, and it felt like things were moving pretty quickly. And so we've taken a step back. I think 2 weeks ago we were going to do another ad campaign, and I'll show it to you guys. It's the Chrono Compass animated, so that the constellations sort of turn and the clouds move and the sun. But we just felt like it felt a little like, I'm not trying to hit a number right now. I want it to feel like organic growth, and I want the people who come on to sort of be a part of this community. I think what's more important, and I said this before in last month's, is like finding the right people, not finding people. But still, 500 is big, and it feels like a big responsibility. And But exciting, and you guys have been super welcoming, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Instagram ad. I'd be curious to see what it looks like.
Oh yeah, the previous one that got everyone on.
Yeah, but we're both from.
Yeah, what all it was, I'll show it to. Let me see if I can. Maybe I can screen share later and show it to you. But all it was it said, "Join the others who have already found out the truth. Magic is real." And then it was a slide of the 6 guild crests in sort of a paper craft. It looked like paper, like it was on paper, and so it would say Ebengard, Balance, Balamora, Spirit, and so it was sort of picking on. We definitely hit on the idea that like people who like to get sorted by the sorting hat are also into what we're doing and what we're playing with. And so we were like, well, let's try this. Let's see if they're into like, hey, you could also be sorted into these more complex guilds and this deeper magic structure and the sort of rules whereas in a lot of books right now, everything is like, I need to establish the rules of magic right now. And it's kind of like we are creeping on the rule, like we are defining as we go along. I have an idea about how all of this works, but you guys are discovering it and shaping it as we go. And that's really appealing to a lot of people. And I'm happy because going into this, I had no idea if anybody but me would be into this. And so it's nice that at least by other people, yeah, woo! It's working. Yeah, so that's that. And let's see. Oh, so what I'm gonna start doing by the end of this phase is start. This is a more inside baseball. Oh boy, I'll be in trouble for this later.
Matt, get ready to run in.
Is that we are. I had told you guys that the Monarch papers will eventually be a set of ebook, and it'll come with like a full digital collection. There'll be supplemental things, and if you contribute on Patreon, on the $5 tier for twice, so that's $10. You get that. You're built into that, and then what we'll eventually do with Book of Briars too is we're going to do a big pre-order campaign for it, for the ebook, but also for the Monarch papers and the Book of Briars. We're going to do a limited hardcover set. And we're still working out all the details for that and sort of figuring out what the demand is, because I don't want to make it limited for the sake of limited, but I also don't want an office full of books that I have to like fulfill. But we're thinking of doing some cool stuff like a cloth bound version of the Book of Briars that looks like the book you guys have been trying to solve. And then we're also thinking of doing a tier of pre-order where you can have a dust jacket that is themed on your guild. So there could be a Thornmouth themed dust jacket of Balamora, and you can sort of collect the future books. I'm not going to. You can collect whatever comes in the future, and they will all, like at the end, will be like your Balamora collection, your Ebengard collection.
I'm so in.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear.
You got one.
I have 2 confirmed purchases. So it's sort of crazy because right now this is its own, Monarch Papers is its own complication in that something hasn't been done exactly like this that I can look at and say, I'm going to follow those ground rules. But we're getting into the next 3 months. Yay, Kelsey's three confirmed purchases. So now we're getting into real publishing house territory of like e-commerce and limited editions and book printing, and it's whole other. And that's another reason why I'm glad I took this month, because that infrastructure has to be in place in the next like 3 months. So yeah, no worries.
You got it. No, you got it.
Yeah, at the end of all of this, you guys are all going to be working for academic. It would be like, Robert, Brendan, can you help me?
Does it surprise you though that it would be me, Kelsey, and Robert that would be like, yeah, we're in? Like,
no, not at all. No, I know if no matter what, and no offense to any other mountaineer, no matter what, I have you guys. And Oracle. Oracle is just like on like a whole like couldn't care less about the puzzles, which I love, but is like all like I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he's like he talks about it all the time. He's brought his friends in. He's doing his like acts of magic and Operation Nepenthe. Like he's found this whole other thing that I didn't even anticipate. And yeah, you guys together with your powers combined. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just copying the link for the live broadcast, and I'm gonna create a little on the forum. I'm just gonna update that post. I'll update it in like 10 minutes. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves, or here we go.
Now it's just when we get super awkward and
It's weird. Now.
yeah.
All right. I'm back. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That was devastating.
You might want to edit that part out.
Yeah, I wish I can't edit any of this. So I don't even edit my own vlogs at this point because those things were taking because I had to let it go because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And there were all, I would just screw up and I would spend like 3 hours. So like on Monday when I would send it out, I would spend 3 to 4 hours editing, adding things, cut, and it was like, I have crap to do. And, and so I felt like you guys would forgive me if I was embarrassing and unedited. And
it's so much better. Like, I feel like your personality shines through a little bit more and we're just like, yeah, that's classic CJ right there. Classic.
I also think too, it's like when new readers get that in their inbox, it's sort of like, if you aren't into this, then maybe just go ahead and unsubscribe.
Just hit that button down below.
Yeah,
we don't want you.
I won't mind at all. Won't even ask why. Yeah, I get it. Totally get it. I would unsubscribe.
Yeah, we'll see how many new readers stay after the video today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying. My goal mainly now, my only goal with that is to like check off the things I wanted to talk about and try to keep it under 10 minutes. My lofty goals for blogs. If you guys have any ideas, you should tell me like other things I should do on the blog. There are a bunch of things I tested out early on. Originally I was like, every week I'll talk about what I'm reading. And then it turned out I was reading one book for like 3 months.
Still reading this book.
I was like, still reading this magazine 2.5 months later.
2 paragraphs later.
And that was just depressing. So I decided to cut that. Yeah.
I'll think about it.
What was that, Bob?
I'll think about. Well, I don't have an idea off the top of my head.
Yeah, think about it. I'm friendly enough with Robert now. I just called him Bob.
Clearly.
I hope that's okay.
No one called me Robert. I just used that as a username, so that's okay.
Oh, you're Bob now. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say you're Bob forever.
I have been forever.
Oh yeah, as it turns out, you have been forever. Oh, Robert, you have a 3-year-old?
I have a 3-year-old girl and a 1-year-old boy.
Oh my gosh! Wow, 1-year-old boy.
Yes.
How is that age different? Like a 2-year age difference? Because you're sort of going through it everything right like over again, less than 2 years later.
Yeah, and I think it's good. I have a sister. My sister and I were 4 years apart. Now, in my mind, that was too much because like we rarely went to the same schools a lot of times, and then we didn't. I think 2 years is better, at least from my point of view. So it's good.
Gotcha.
She's just getting to the point where she's her own helpful little person, and yeah, she can help out.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah, built-in babysitter.
Sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Well, don't trust me. Don't listen to me. We have 7.5-year-old twins who are only, oh God, Maddie, 18 minutes apart. I'm waiting to hear 21 minutes apart. Between 18 and 21 minutes apart. Boy and girl, and we sort of like knocked it out all at once, and we're done. And they're incredible. Yeah. My sister, we're 8 years apart, and that was brutal. And I was like a big surprise. So she thought she was the youngest and the last, and then it turns out 24 minutes. Frack.
Not even within your bounds.
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you.
When's your anniversary too, by the way? No.
Oh, I know that. September 19th.
Bob, you're getting them in trouble.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like, oh, I'm
Classic
screwed.
Balamora.
Classic Balamora. Chaos. He's embracing the chaos. Can you please embrace the chaos on your own live stream?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to post the link for everyone to join in. Okay, it's posted, and I'll let them come on the chat, and if anyone wants to get their face up in here, I'll send them an invite.
It's really fun, I promise.
Yeah. It's painless. It's virtually painless.
You guys get to make fun of me, what's on my headboard. It's all good.
There was some interesting, I feel like I've been so out of the loop. I did a lot of research on sort of interactive fiction and a bit on ARGs, but in the end, I didn't feel like this was completely that. The community around ARGs is not necessarily like who I thought would be super into this, just because it's like, there are puzzles and there are codes to crack, but really it's about getting to know characters and not just follow them to the next puzzle. But although a lot of people who are into ARGs have found that, their like interest in reading or character or whatever, they found their way here. But you guys on the cabinet were talking about other ARGs you're playing, and it's like, I had no idea there was all this cool stuff going on. and yeah. Oh, Cordy. Hey, Cordy.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Let me see. Cordy, do you want to video chat, or do you just want to text? I want to say, oh wait, is he was in sort of like the middle of nowhere in Florida looking up at the stars last time I heard from him. This is how much I'm on this forum, guys. Nothing gets past me. Okay, I'm going to get your email address. Hold, please. Don't post.
Let's see if it takes 15 minutes like last time.
Oh, boy. It may. Hold, please.
Hold, please.
Damn it. Yeah, don't post your email address in the live chat. This is for everyone to watch forever and ever.
I'm just going to start posting all of my personal information.
Okay. I know I have one email address that rhymes with botmail, but I think your Google account last time, your Gmail account last time is what worked, Cordy. My T is problematic. I'm going to just try to send this to you. But if you want to private message me your Gmail account, I think that's easier to get into Google Hangouts. You can private message me on the forum or just shoot me an email, cj@cjbernstein.com. Cool. Hey, Cordy. No, I want everyone to spam me. I'm right now, I'm on the forum. Okay, I'll send you the link. Sorry, guys. No, where? No. Oh, here it is. Okay, sending it to you. Sending it to you through the forum. Was required. God. Don't forum and drink.
Don't forum and drink.
Okay. All right, you should have it. Cool. So I was talking about, so all these new ARGs that in my non-free time I will try to research and look into. There was a cool one, the Secret World thing I hadn't heard of. I'm ashamed that I hadn't heard of it. The thing is like I barely have time to read. You know, I'm doing all this stuff and like proofreading. When I get edits back from my editors for the books that are happening, and I have no time to like go back over and read it. So this gave me a chance to sort of catch up on some of the administrative stuff too. Much appreciated your patience, guys. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so he has it. Cordy's here. Boop, boop. Kelsey. Boop, boop. Cool. Oh, man. Yeah, I've had a lot to drink. I have the Scottish sweats.
Well, at least you're not in your office this time. So
oh, yeah, it was creepy, too. That place made all kinds of weird noises at night. So has anyone seen any good movies lately?
I'm going to sound like a total nerd, but I saw Power Rangers yesterday, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was good? You had a good time?
I think it was nostalgia that made it better, but like I was a total Power Rangers fan growing up. And I just geeked out the entire time.
That's awesome. I was 17 when that other crap Power Rangers movie came out, and I loved that. So
Turbo. Don't say anything bad about Turbo.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Another thing I saw, we up here where we have a house in the country, they have a really cool drive-in, and we went and saw Kong Skull Island, and I don't know if it's because we were in the drive-in or what, like the perfect place for that, but I had such a good time. I thought that movie was a blast. Yeah, I thought it was great. Have any of you guys seen it?
No.
Yeah,
I don't get to go out anymore.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, you're home for a while. We'll send snacks.
Thank you.
And we saw. We took the kids to see Beauty and the Beast, and I thought it was great.
I'm going, I think, Friday to see Beauty and the Beast.
Cool. It was kind of weird. Like the only issues I had were when they tried to update it from the animated movie. Like I think a lot of people were complaining that it was almost like a beat by beat remake. Like what was the point? But it was just cool to see. And anytime it got a little complicated when they're like, we need to give Gaston more motivation. I was like,
Cordy's here.
No. Hey, where are you?
Hello. Can you hear me? Is the audio working?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I hear you.
Good.
So where were you last night? I'm your mother.
All right. I'm sorry, Mom. No, I was in a state park not too far from where I live, about an hour and a half away, and it's cool because they have an area with zero light pollution, which is also really interesting because it's one of the few places you can find fireflies in Florida, which I learned.
Yeah. What is the name of the state park?
I think it was Kissimmee Prairie State Park.
Yeah, I've been there.
Hmm?
I was born and raised in Florida.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep, Jacksonville. And and a lot of my family's in Pensacola, and I had family down in the South. Yeah, been all over Florida. I just got back from Florida. We were staying in Matt's parents have a place down south, and we spent the week there with the kids. Just Oh my God, that would have been awesome. I didn't even think of that. Well, 'cause when I checked the forum, you were not in the country.
We don't talk about that.
Uh-oh.
No, but you're right. If it was during that time, then I definitely would have been.
Hey, he was on a mission. Okay, cool.
No. I mean, if the mission is a beach vacation, then sure. But yeah.
So what were you there for? Just for fun?
In
Sun and
Ecuador,
fun? Ecuador.
Yeah, I was there. I was there literally just as a beach vacation, just there for fun. My family has this little beach house it's a town called Olon. And it's basically like a lot like much of the Pacific. It's like mountains, and then you cross a street, and then it's the beach, and it's awesome.
Wow! Oh my God, that's incredible.
Super, super pretty.
Cool. Now, is your family from Florida?
My mom's side of the family is. My dad's side of the family is Ecuadorian. So.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. I feel like I'm interviewing you all. You're gonna be stuffing envelopes for me by the end of. Oh, hey, Leah. Leah's here, everybody. Hi, Leah.
Hello.
We were just talking about you.
Were we?
Oh, well, not just. But like 10 minutes ago we were.
Were we?
Yeah, were we? I thought we were. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. No, we were. I said I wish Leah, Oracle. Yeah.
Oh,
Or in
you're
my
right.
head.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh, okay. I thought maybe in my head. How you doing? It's weird. So now I wait 5 minutes for her to answer my question.
Yeah, that is the most unfortunate part of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, it took about like 30 seconds for me to get stopped by the chat for spamming. Just because I kept writing messages. Between that and my serial liking, I realized I needed to just calm down a little bit.
You should. I'm going to give you a badge for that because you're the first person to have met your allotment of likes. Although actually, I think
No, I can't be
Indri
the
did.
first.
No, I think Indri did.
I did
She-
once in fragment 4 or something with those 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, because you see now how the forum works, and a lot of people didn't at first, that likes are nice, but also when you read a summary of the topic, it sorts it by oh, that must be relevant because a lot of people liked it.
Oh, okay. I actually never
And
noticed that feature, but I don't pay much attention. So.
Yeah, cool. It's cool. But yeah, so it's helpful for new people getting in. Although all the time I'm having to say everyone, please look at the giant blue summary button. And that's another thing I'm working on this week is finishing up the fragment recaps, doing the audio for those and finishing the editing on them, and so the new players can sort of have a more full experience by catching up on everything you guys did. Hey, Leah, I know you have a question for me. We were just discussing the anti-injury.
Anti-injury.
The anti-injury?
We're talking about, this is all we'll do. We'll recap what happened the past hour. I just wrote the anti-cordy. So we were talking about how whenever I tried to slow you guys down for fragment 9, which only took you 3 days to solve, I said I need to recruit someone to be a reader who just leads you down all the wrong paths to slow you down.
Oh, don't worry, I'll do that myself. It's fine.
That's
how I felt for all of fragment 8.
I'm counting on you. What's so funny is that there is sort of I don't know what the word is. I've had too much to drink. Median? Is it median? Median number of...
Median's like average.
Yes, median. I wasn't sure, and I've had too much to drink. Of posts to solve a fragment, it's around 250 to 300. That is sort of how long it takes to solve a fragment. This fragment 9 was almost 400, but you did it in an eighth of the time it normally takes to do the other one. You guys were raring to go after the break from phase 2, and everyone showed up, and there were new people who were let's do this.
Yeah, actually, that was probably my favorite thing, was seeing a bunch of new people come in and contribute, and I mean, even get a lot of things right. And I was just oh, this is so cool. It's good to see it growing. And I think I said this last time too, but new members are great because they make me feel less new.
Yeah, exactly. There's always someone new. Yeah, who knows less than we do. Yeah, and there was I don't remember maybe it was Warrior. I can't remember the player's name because I haven't seen them recently, but who actually went through the process and figured out that there was a password for each page, and each one was a constellation leading to the last one. And he was like, this was the greatest thing ever. It was so cool. To come in, I'm sure with you guys who are all experienced, you've been there, you know each other, and this new person comes in and is I think I solved it. Imagine how cool that must feel.
There was a person early on named Randomizer. I was almost convinced it was you pretending to be a reader. But in some of the early fragments, Randomizer he has 6 posts to his name, but they're all hey, have you guys noticed this page in the Book of Briars? Like, no.
No, but thanks, Mr. Person who never contributes unless
Yeah,
he's
I know.
selling
It's like,
something.
we've never seen you before, but suddenly you have all the answers.
No, randomizer does pop up randomly, and that would
Whose name?
if that was me, I would come up with a better name for the person who pops up randomly to solve things.
I did wonder how you would have come up with that name. I'm like, well, just think of something random. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. It was me like freaking out at 4 a.m. Like, I don't know, randomizer. They've got to find the page.
Anti-CJB.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously, that's not CJB. Oh man. I now that we have our own little like the cabinet and CJ Bernstein categories, I'm excited to be able to talk to you guys more. But then
Thank you
something
a lot for the cabinet, by the way.
It's the best, and I didn't think like I think eventually I wanted stuff like that to happen, but I didn't want to put it in there and then there's a bunch of these empty rooms. So it was like when the need was there, and you guys have like done such cool stuff there, but the problem is I'm signed in now and things happen on the main page and I'm like must comment as CJB. But yeah, so I have to I want to congratulate you guys and like all the things and do all the stuff, but I have to keep it limited to the cabinet. Love the cabinet. Did you guys listen to the music that I posted today from Simon?
I haven't gotten the chance yet.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance either.
Oh my God! So there was a pitch trailer for the Monarch Papers, and he scored it, composed the music for it, but he also, and this one did a sort of like remix of it. Holy crap! It's so good. I've been listening to the Phase 2 soundtrack while working on Phase 3, and there's a song called I'm going to post it tomorrow. It's called "The March of the Mountaineers." It's amazing.
Cool.
I'm excited.
So cool. I wish I could post it on here, but the audio might not be great. I would give you a sneak peek, but I think if I just tried to stream it on here, it would be a little in and out, right? Oh, Leah liked it. Yay, Leah! She liked the music. I'll tell Simon. He's obsessed. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, speaking of music, I was away at a wedding last week, and the drive was the perfect amount for our playlist.
Nice.
Oh, amazing.
I was just driving along the highway, and I was like, nice.
I love that playlist. It's very good. How many songs are on there now?
Oh, we're probably hitting about 100, I think.
Wow. That's so cool, and I like that there's so many contributions from you guys. Kelsey just called me out and said that today in the Comedic Solutions forum, I liked one of her posts at CJB. Well, you know what, Kelsey? I'm taking that like back right now.
Oh no,
that's not even on Kelsey's post. That's on Leah's. Poor Leah.
Oh wait! Oh my God, Leah. Guys, oh wait. So Leah, what you don't know is that I have whiskey in my tea. So, oh yeah, I did like it. Here's the thing. It's not that I want to take a like away. It's just that I am so obsessed with not like breaking that wall. I will have to like take that like away. Don't be mad.
Because we're all counting likes on the forum.
I know, but if I left this would be like 1, because there are times when I've liked things and been like, holy crap, and then I go back and take it away.
I joke about counting likes on the forum, but I'm pretty sure I care more about like the likes on the forum than I do on like Facebook. I'm like, what does this community think of me as opposed to what does my actual friends think of me?
Well, because I think this matters, right? This means something if a stranger likes it.
Oh, totally.
In a way, your friends.
Screw my friends.
Yeah,
right.
You guys are my friends now.
Yes,
you're my friends.
My cool new friends.
Yeah, you're my friends, and you're my employees. Everything. I don't need anyone else. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to take it away, Leah. You have the honor, and I'm sure there are others, of my first unliking, where I'm going to keep a like I made in the forum on your post because I can't, in good conscience, unlike something while you're watching. It seems cruel and heartless. We were, Cordy, I know you've been traveling all over the world, but we were talking when you joined in. We were talking about movies. Have you seen any good movies lately?
I haven't seen a movie in ages.
Cool.
Oops. Sort of. Yeah, I know. Great, right? I bring plenty of good conversation.
The first rule of improv is you can't say no.
Yes, and. Okay, well, that's great.
Tell us more, Cordy, please.
Tell us more of what you haven't seen or done.
All right. Well, I mean, let me tell you, I heard Beauty and the Beast was really, really good. That's. I mean, I totally saw this movie, and there was the beasts and the beautiful woman, and they interacted.
Yeah, they
Someone
totally
probably died
interacted.
because.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard no one dies like Gaston.
Yeah. Good one. I will accept that. Response.
I actually do want to see that. People have been telling me good things about it. So.
Yeah, I was just saying that we saw it and really liked it. Overall, it was great. What I'm really excited about is they're doing a live action Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not going to be. It's going to be like a war epic song. I can't wait.
As long as they do, let's get down to business.
Business to defeat the Huns. That's the greatest musical Disney song ever. It's the best.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
I like. Wait, what was I going to say? I saw on Reddit yesterday. I'm not sure if any of you guys are interested in this kind of thing, but there's talks of making a movie, the Spider-Man villain Venom, but as a sci-fi horror, and that sounds awesome. I would totally watch. It sounds bad, but I'd totally watch it.
Totally, that's the way to do it. I think if they're going to hold on to that franchise tooth and nail, they've got to do something to reinvent it. And the Amazing Spider-Man series did not work. I think they got like the same problem that Warner Brothers is having, where they're like, we want all the goodwill that Marvel has for their movies, but we don't want to do any of the work. We just we want to shove everyone into the movie, and even though it took Marvel 15 movies to do it, who cares? We're going to do it in 3. And I think that's what they tried to do with Amazing Spider-Man, and everyone was like, why is Rhino here? So yeah, I think taking it in any sort of creative direction, like what they did, like with Logan, I think that's the way to go. Do something fresh.
Really good.
I haven't seen it, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
I had a friend tell me it was life-changing, so...
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, so it's just all right then.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
It was subpar.
Yeah, my life changes every day. That's cool. Well, I'm definitely going to see that on some day I have free time.
So
those exist.
25 years.
Exactly. Yeah. After these 10 books are out, we'll get into. I'm fully drunk and having a fantastic time, guys. I don't know what we've talked about, if anything, but I'm having fun. I just feel like we're at a bar.
Yeah.
Serves spiked tea.
Speaking of books, I was at a library earlier today, and I was like digging through like the fantasy section, looking for something that caught my eye, and nothing really did for the most part. And I'm like, I thought about it, I'm like, what do I want to read? And I'm like, I was going through the list of things in my head, and I'm like, oh, I mean, something kind of ARG like would be cool, where it's like the whole like codes and puzzles type of thing. And then I'm like, wait, there's going to be a book like that later, and I'm going to be in it.
Yeah, exactly. You're already in it. You're not only reading it, you're a part of it.
If you want a good read, I recommend
The Name of the Wind. All right, I'll write that down.
Oh, I have The Name of the Rose. I will put The Name of the Wind. I have my books to read list.
I would definitely recommend, like, it's fantasy, but it's not like super hardcore fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit of time to develop, but once you get into it, it's really, really good, I think. But
Oh man, I'm pumped. I love a good book recommendation. I definitely trust you guys' judgment.
I actually just read a book called Six of Crows, which is it's kind of like a magical heist novel, but it suffers from the same thing that pretty much all young adult fictions suffer from. It's that all the characters are teenagers. So it's like, but it's like I'm reading it. I'm like, I can like they describe a character and they're going through like how he acts and whatever, and I'm like, man, this guy's like I'm imagining some like slightly grizzled like late 20s dude, and like very, and he's like 17. He's 17. I'm like, what? Well, it to be better. Most of the characters were older, but I mean, still a really good book.
Yeah, I love that. I will check that out too. That sounds good. Did you guys read the Magician's books?
oh, what's this?
No. Wait, Brendan, make noise.
What? Oh,
make
wait.
noise.
Well,
You're-
I'll
it
make as
didn't
much
show-
noise as possible. Whoa. All the noise.
There you go. I thought those books were incredible.
So good.
Yeah, so good. Are you watching the TV series?
I haven't started season 2. I thought season 1 was phenomenal.
Same. I haven't watched season 2 either, but I thought it was great and a really good. They had it was a hard thing to translate, and I thought they did a great job.
I like that it's its own entity. Like, it doesn't follow the books per se, but actually me and a friend developed a method, or not a method, but like an explanation as to why it's not the same. Because in the books or the show, I can't remember, they talk about alternate timelines, and this is just an alternate timeline.
Oh, nice. So like things just went a little sideways in the TV series versus the book.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you guys are ever going to read, but when one of the characters talks to the main character about having to do it over and over and over again, you know, that part.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, you guys should check those books out. Those are good, and they are sort of like the characters are age appropriate. The first book, they're all moody jerks, and not sort of overly complicated teenagers. And then as we go on, and the great thing is that no one is ever like, oh, there's the guy who must be the love interest because he has no flaws other than being like aloof.
They're seriously all flawed. Every character is so flawed.
It's all flawed.
You said it's called the Magician series, right?
The Magicians, yeah, is the first book. Yeah, easy, fun read, super cool. Oh, and the way it ends, like you immediately want to pick up the next one, which is the key.
Good. That's what I like.
Yeah, and I think a lot of fantasy. The trouble I have is like, get me to a story. I don't like. Once I care about somebody in this book, you can tell me how magic works and the history of this kingdom and the heritage of all of this stuff. But I want to care about somebody first. And so many of these books, I think a lot of writers are really, the character work is the really hard stuff. I'm not saying I'm an expert on that, but the lore and the history is the stuff you sit around brainstorming all the time, and it's easier to just like info dump. But I really, for me, the hook of a book is somebody I care about, even if I'm like pissed off at them, which I am for a lot of time in the Magicians. But,
oh yeah.
Yeah, but I love that because you care about people immediately.
I don't know if I've ever despised a main character as much as I despise the main character of these books.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
that's an interesting sell.
It's crazy.
Recommendation.
Yeah, no, but it's sort of like the point. In a way, it's just like, well, what and the people who circle him are our perspective of this character. I thought it was really clever, and a brave thing to do, because that's the thing. You want everyone to like your characters as a writer, and for them to be flawed. I mean, there are times when you guys have said something about Deirdre. I won't say who, but one of their faces is in this live stream right now.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. And so when they were like, I'm kind of like over her bullshit, in a polite way, Bob.
Bob, was that you?
And I was like, oh my God, it was so hard for me to not like immediately rewrite everything.
That was a character.
No, I know. It's so funny because that's the thing. A lot of you guys will just be you solving things, but then some of you really are getting into the RP aspect of it, which is the best. And so I have to, like, when someone reacts to a character, I, as the creator, am in a weird position of like, that's cool if you're being a person who's frustrated by that, but if you're a reader who's frustrated by that, that's tough for me, you know. So, but that's all super exciting, and what this like improvisational storytelling brings out. And so, and I knew, like, when Bob posted that, it was super valid, and in a way, I wanted you guys to feel that, where she was keeping you at arm's length a little bit, and it was frustrating that she wasn't posting. She was posting an image, and you didn't know why she was there, what she was doing. And I knew that post was coming up last week, but then when you posted that a week before, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to post it early. I don't want Bob mad. This whole thing hinges on Bob.
Hardly. Now, if I'm frustrated with her, it's completely in character.
I love that. Yeah, love it. And that was sort of another reason why this took so long, is because now that Deirdre knows everything and she can't be in her sort of little pocket universe, it was easy to like sort of like, and this is the Deirdre story, and this is all the magic that's going on, and her life is not affected by it. But now she knows everything, and so I really wanted to cross the T's and dot the I's and make sure that how this all works together. Because I want it to feel, for me as a reader, I would be like, if this works, this could be really satisfying to see these two worlds that we've been experiencing over the past 6 months sort of intertwine and really connect beyond like King Rabbit stealing her pocket watch. I wish people would come on here and hear all of this out of context.
Just some random person on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, a live stream's going on.
Yeah. Like, some rabbit, some yeah.
Well, that's what used to happen with the periscopes for when Cole was doing stuff.
Yeah.
People would just show up randomly and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" We're like,
right. They were like, "Oh my God, I love New York. I was there 2 weeks ago." And I'm like, the stakes are high right now.
Check yourself.
I think at one point, I think it was Brendan who Cole blocked. Cole was blocking some of these people who were coming in.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And I think it was probably by accident, but most likely.
Whatever.
I think you have since been unblocked. So if Cole ever goes on some Periscope live mission, you'll be able to communicate with him.
I don't need it. It's fine. Whatever.
It's fine. Whatever. I'm cool. I don't want to talk to him anyway.
I'm aloof.
Kelsey, he blocked Kelsey too. I will see to it that you are unblocked. Post haste, Kelsey. I'm so sorry. Those things are hectic. Those live events. That's why we've only done fake ones since I was giving the drinks. Oh no. Because I think a lot of people were like, people started posting like porn texts on. and because the reason that happened, I think too, is because at the time we had Hermes, the young guy who did the cloisters mission with his dad. Like at the time, we had an 11-year-old player. And so we were all super conscious about, like, we put in words that would be blocked on the forum because we were like, we didn't anticipate having such a young audience. But if that's the way it was going to go, we wanted to, like, not be sued. So we were trying to, like, put stopgaps in place to, like, protect our one 11-year-old player.
Yeah, well,
I think he's gotten.
Actually, now that you think about it, because you had an 11-year-old player while you're telling the story about a 10-year-old boy who just basically ran away, and it's like, that must have been a little strange.
And that was the mission, and I have to tell you that it was completely by coincidence.
Yeah.
And we actually the person who played Reader was someone who was introduced to me and was an actor. And when they met her, we could communicate with her and feed lines to her. And so when she said to Hermes, "You look just like him," that was us saying, like, I know this is going to be weird. It's already weird that there's a missing 10-year-old, 11-year-old, and there's this kid here. But wouldn't it be cool if we intimated that there was some sort of connection, because it's too on the nose, and Hermes even kind of looked like what I envisioned Brandon looking like, and so we're like, let's play with that and see what comes of it. No, Hermes was not an actor. Hermes and his dad were people I know here in New York City, but that I did not ask to do the mission, that I did not ask to join. They just knew I was doing this thing and checked it out. And Hermes loves fantasy, and so got into it and got his dad into it, and they volunteered to do the mission. And I made it a point, because I mean, you guys know at this point, I don't have to say again about like immersion and the not breaking the fourth wall. I didn't want to tell them anything. And when they went to the library, I told them nothing. And it was excruciating to watch the public library mission, where they were wandering around everywhere, and I refused to tell them where to go, even though it would have, and the video kept going out and they weren't supposed to be filming. And that's why with the Cagliostro's performance, for a number of reasons, we're like, it was pre-recorded. And you got to hear it after the fact, because while I think we'll do more live things, it is nerve-wracking when there are so many variables. And with Hermes and his dad, they weren't players. They were real people trying to figure this stuff out. Because I thought it would be cool to really see, because you guys were feeding them information. That was the goal of that, was like, could you guys be doing something on the forum, feeding them information to do something live? And it ended up working out. But yeah, Reader was an actor, obviously. But yeah, everyone else has been real, as far as you know. Who knows? But yeah. Oh, that's interesting that you guys, I just assumed you guys thought. And it was so funny because Hermes didn't want anyone to know how young he was. So he was like, I don't really want to film when I go to the cloisters. And everyone was like, no, you have to film. That's like the whole point of this. Everyone, you have to see this. And he was nervous because he was building these relationships with everyone on the forum, I found out later. And he didn't want everyone to be like, oh, it's just some 11-year-old kid, which is such an 11-year-old like view of the world.
Yeah.
When everyone was like super pumped, he was like a superhero to go and do
definitely.
this.
James Bond, yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah, those while we're super stressful, they couldn't have worked out any better. It was very, very exciting, and that was really early on. And it was just you guys. Well, and Cordy hadn't come in yet, and it was like scary to see if like would anybody be watching this? Would we be doing this live for no one? Because that was 3 months in,
Yeah.
But yeah.
All four of us.
Yeah.
All four of you were there. You were on like multiple devices just so the views looked. Yeah. Have you gone, Cordy? I don't know, like this isn't putting you on the spot, but have you gone back and seen any of the videos like that are on Vimeo on the Basecamp channel?
No, I haven't had the chance to. I haven't gone back and done like full read-throughs of all the old threads or anything yet either. So.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, and I don't think I don't know if without the immediacy and without the need to solve it that it's as riveting as it was in the moment.
Like, the only one I read through fully, I think, was Fragment 7, which ended up being like, I mean, Fragment 7 we got like pretty much all the way through it, and pretty much only after the fact that it split into like Fragment 8 being the threads weren't divided for a while. But I read through all of that one, and it was like. Most of it was just like, okay. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm seeing stuff that it's like sort of doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. And then eventually we did catch up and then did the Fragment 8 part of it. And then it was mostly it was mostly all the discussion around the second assessment, and then it was mostly the case in Fragment 9, like feeling the rush of like, oh my god, we've got something, like we're doing, like, it felt most, even though I was there from the beginning of Fragment 8, since it was still Fragment 7 at the time, I guess it didn't feel that way. So when we went into Fragment 9, I was like, this is it. I mean, it's also the beginning of a new phase, so it's like I'm here from the start of this thing. I'm not the new guy this time.
Yeah, no, totally. That makes sense. And to feel like you are on the first page of a book instead of sort of catching up on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool to hear. I like to hear.
Exciting.
Well, I don't hear. I only know my sort of behind the scenes of it, and I catch up and read what you guys are doing, but I don't know like what it's like. I know what you're saying and what you're talking about, and what you say in the forum, but so it's always interesting to hear like what it's like without sending you a poll and saying like, are you enjoying yourself?
If you ever are wondering if people are enjoying this and you're doing a good job, just send me a private message and I'll just go on for hours about how much fun I'm having.
Okay, I will do that.
If you ever need that, pick me up. Or just post things and I'll like all of them.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. I'll do that. So we're like 15 minutes away from this being wrapped. If anyone has questions, suggestions, thoughts, feel free to brainstorm on them and bring them up now. Forever hold your peace. Well, I'll try to do this next hangout in April a little earlier, so that I feel like there's a momentum going, and I like this conversation. And I think, of course, once in April, we'll be in the middle of a phase, and there'll be a lot more. Well, that's going to be interesting. I won't be able to talk about anything. I won't be able to talk about anything. Yeah, because in February, when we had our last one in February, it was over, and I could sort of, wow, wasn't that a thing we just did? But yeah, so that'll be quite a challenge. So bring your questions and thoughts and things, and because I won't be able to talk about much.
All right. Well, I do have one question, which is, I think it was Revenir and I don't know how to pronounce that. Revenir, something like that.
Yeah, Revenir.
Me and Revenue were talking about the idea of like more. I mean, we didn't really say it like it was going to be a major possibility, but like more things for everybody to interact with. So we talked about like geocaching-esque things where it's like we have to find things around us. But it's not exactly possible for you and people that work for you to get out like to all of our locations and drop stuff around. So that's not really feasible. But tossed around the idea of it being like kind of like how we gathered objects of personal significance for casting the spell. Like, so it's like we find things in the general areas around us, like outside of the house, of course, but like maybe a statue or whatever that like fits some vague description and kind of is like meaningful in that way. I don't know. It was just more of a dream than anything. Like, it's like, I like the major involvement stuff. Not that it isn't great as is. Don't get me wrong with what I'm saying. But.
I totally get that. And it's, how successful Fragment 8 was, the Calling of the Corners, has not gone unnoticed. And we are going to find new and interesting ways to do things like that. I have thought about doing things where people could, a big challenge and something we thought about for a few months is like, how can we do something where we can't physically be where you all are, but can have you do something where you are? And that's not just random. It's not like walk 50 feet out of your house and take a picture and that's the, so we thought a lot about that, and we may or may not have come up with some ideas. So we'll, yeah. Because believe me, anytime you guys are like, I like that, I'm like, we're doing 10 more of those.
Wait, so does this mean when we inevitably get to Fragment 16 or however this all ends, and we could just be like, hey, I really like that whole Monarch Papers thing. Do you do another one? Is that how this works?
Yeah, surprise, bitches. This goes on forever. 16 more fragments. You open the Book of Briars and there's 4 more locks.
Every page has locks.
Yeah, and you realize this is just an ARG for like Hellraiser, and it's all just to like torture you all.
It's a lock within a lock.
Make the project so big that you have to leave it in your will that your heirs continue this.
Yeah, you 6 people in this live stream are going to continue on my legacy.
CJB is like the Dread Pirate Robber. It's like there's always one.
Yeah, exactly. I live on. I'm not even me. There are 6 people representing me on the. I'm an idea now, not a person. I'm like Batman. Okay, I'm drunk and tired, and I'm gonna end this on a high note. I've had a wonderful hangout with you guys. I hope you have too.
Got a ball?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So good seeing you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll vlog you next week. And good luck in phase 3, and I'll talk to you next month.
Goodbye.
Oh, I just got so sad. I'll talk to you guys soon. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm saying that to myself. Okay. Have a great week, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.